What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to EP09. So we're going to start this one off with an update from Shouming Yan, and honestly, you guys, I was pretty excited when I saw these updates drop. Now, these updates are actually from 2 weeks out when we're currently only 1 week out from the Italy Pro, but in these updates, Shouming Yan is looking pretty shredded. And look, I've been saying it for a while now. If Shouming Yan comes in shredded to the Italy Pro, he could be a threat to that top 3. And from the looks of it, we just might see that conditioning from Shouming Yan this time around. You can see the separation in the quads, the striations in the shoulders and the arms, the vascularity through the upper body especially. The proportions from the front are absolutely insane looking. This definitely looks to be the best version of Shouming Yan that we've ever seen. Now, although I do think Shouming Yan's back looks improved, he does still need to bring up his back, and I do think that he still needs to be just a couple of points sharper than he is in this update, but he does look like he tightened up a lot in a pretty short time frame. So I'm going to be cautiously optimistic at this point that Shouming Yan might just have a shot at that top 3 in Italy, especially now that GoodVito won't be competing in Italy due to his visa issues. Now, I don't think Shouming Yan is going to beat Regan Grimes. I don't think Shouming Yan is going to beat Nathan Diasha unless he is notably off, but I do think that Shouming Yan has a chance at beating Blessing Iwodebu from the front and from the side, but only if he's absolutely shredded to the bone. But look, I'll have a full breakdown of the Italy Pro over the next week, but for now, the Italy Pro is definitely shaping up to be one of the most exciting shows of this year. Okay, so next up, I'm sure a lot of you have heard by now that we did find out GoodVito was denied his travel visa to compete in the Italy Pro, which is really a shame since, for one, he is looking pretty ridiculous in these updates, and for two, he was actually favored by some to actually win the Italy Pro. Now, GoodVito did say in this update that he was given a US visa and that he does still want to qualify for the Olympia this year. So that really leaves one option for GoodVito, and that option is the Legion Sports Fest, which would put him at about 5 weeks out right now. And I do think that GoodVito would be one of the front runners going into the Legion. But you know what? Charles Griffen is going to be a very tough competitor to defeat, especially since presumably GoodVito is now going to have to prep for another, 5 or so weeks. He's still going to have to travel to the US, and his wife is only 2 weeks out from having their first child. So look, GoodVito has a lot of factors that could easily affect his prep here, and his look on stage. He hasn't officially announced that he'll be doing the Legion, but I'll let you guys know the second that GoodVito makes the official announcement. Okay, so next up, we do have an update here from Charles Griffen at about 5 weeks out from the Legion Sports Fest, and honestly, Charles looks absolutely ridiculous in these updates. He's been ready to step on stage not only physically for quite some time now, but mentally. I don't know of any other competitor that looks like they've been so relentlessly and aggressively focused on improving this year. Just look at the density and the thickness of this guy. It's absolutely incredible. The back is looking wide as a house, the legs are huge, separated, great quad sweep, and like I said, an absolutely unshakable mindset on bringing his best to the stage and getting another Olympia qualification. The Legion, I believe, will be the last show of the season for competitors to qualify for the Olympia, unless the Italian Olympus Pro is an Olympia qualifier, but I really don't know that for sure. But regardless, Charles is coming in at his best, the tunnel vision is in full effect, and he's coming in to win. Okay, so next up, we have another update here from Michal Krizo at 9 weeks out of the Olympia, and this is the point in Krizo's prep where he's really going to start dialing in his physique. He recently said in a Q&A on his YouTube channel that he's planning on implementing some cardio around the 8-week out mark, and he also said that his highest hope for this year's Olympia would be that he places around the top 7 or top 8, but the top 10 he said would be acceptable for him. And you guys, I think the top 10 is completely realistic for Krizo this year. We're already seeing a very impressive version of Michal Krizo at 9 weeks out. He's very lean, very separated, he looks like he's keeping that midsection in check, and he's proven himself over the last year that he is definitely the real deal. He's proved to us again at the Legion that he has improved, and I think there's nowhere for Michal Krizo to go but straight up. Never mind top 10, this guy could be a top 6 competitor at the Olympia this year. He's going to be one of the biggest guys on that Olympia stage, and I'm really excited to see how this version of Michal Krizo stacks up with the top names of the sport. Okay, so next up, we have an update here from Nick Walker, and the detail is really starting to come in for Nick at this point. You can see the triceps are popping, there's some striations in the shoulders and chest, and in this most muscular here, he really looks to have good proportional balance from top to bottom. I feel like a lot of people are counting out Nick Walker from being a contender for the Olympia title this year, but he did make an appearance on the Cutler cast saying that he does believe that he will be Mr. Olympia this year. Now, of course, Nick says that pretty much every year, but that's the thing about Nick Walker. He has this undeniable belief in himself that he will be Mr. Olympia, more so than what you see from other competitors. I think most people out there have Nick in the top 3 or top 4 this year, but you guys let me know in the comments below if you think Nick Walker is going to be the 2023 Mr. Olympia champion. As for me personally, I think Nick has even tougher competition this year than he did last year. Okay, so last up, we have an announcement from HorseMD Marcelo DeAngelis that his offseason is officially coming to an end, and his contest prep will soon begin. Now, he says that he will announce his contest prep plans next week, but I think based on this update that it's fair to say that he'll be planning on competing after the 2023 Olympia. He does look to be in respectable offseason condition, but he definitely couldn't be ready as soon as, say, the Legion Sports Fest. I don't think we're going to see that. Now, he also does look to be improved from a size standpoint. HorseMD looks much bigger than he was before he started working with Milos. He's reportedly weighing in at 126 kilograms or 277 pounds and change. And we know that Milos does push his competitors to really get out there and compete as much as possible. So clearly, they think he's ready. I think it's time for him to finally get on stage, and although he may need another season or two before he'll qualify for the Olympia, HorseMD taking the stage is really going to be exciting for the bodybuilding world. And I think there's a lot of fans out there that are really waiting to see if he's on the road to fulfilling his full potential. Anyway, that's it for me in this video, you guys. Thank you for tuning in to EP09. Be sure to like and subscribe.